All right, listeners, ready for another deep dive?
Huh.
Today we are tackling a question that I think a lot of designers out there can relate to.
Yeah, for sure.
The question is, what are the most important soft skills for graphic designers?
Ooh, good one. Yeah, I get asked that a lot, actually.
It's interesting because, obviously we talk a lot about technical skills on this show,
Right, right.
but, this question is getting at something deeper.
Absolutely. It's like you can have all the software know-how in the world,
Oh, yeah.
but if you can't communicate your ideas,
Right.
if you can't work effectively with clients and colleagues,
You're not going to get very far.
exactly, those soft skills are what really make a designer stand out.
And make them successful.
Totally.
So we want to make sure we're giving you the inside scoop on this stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think what's really cool about this question is that it's specifically asking for the most important soft skills.
Mm-hmm.
So not just a laundry list of every soft skill under the sun.
Right. We're talking about like the top tier,
Yeah, the must-have.
the game changers, exactly.
So I'm excited to dive in and hear your take on this.
All right, let's do it.
Now, for our listeners, if you were to pick like the top 3,
Okay.
what would they be?
All right. Well, I've given this a lot of thought and, talking to other designers and just from my own experience, I would say that number 1 has got to be communication.
Okay.
And I know that might sound a little bit obvious at first.
Sure.
But trust me when I say that strong communication skills are absolutely essential for any graphic designer.
Okay, so why is that?
Well, think about it. Design is all about visual communication, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to convey a message,
Right.
an idea, a feeling through visuals.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to be able to communicate effectively with your clients, with your
Yes.
team members,
Lifesaver.
with stakeholders to really understand their needs, their vision.
And manage expectations, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to be able to articulate your design choices,
Right.
explain your rationale, present your work in a compelling way.
Yeah, and sometimes that means like translating those design concepts
Oh, yeah.
into language that a non-designer can understand.
Exactly. You got to be able to bridge that gap. And, sometimes clients aren't even sure what they want,
Oh, yeah.
or they might have trouble articulating their vision.
Right.
So being a good listener,
Uh-huh.
asking the right questions, really digging deep to understand their needs, that's crucial.
It makes me think of this story I heard once about a designer who saved a whole project
Oh, tell me more.
simply by really listening to the client's frustrations.
Interesting.
It turned out that the client was saying they wanted a modern logo,
Okay.
but what they really meant was they felt like their brand wasn't connecting with younger customers.
Uh-huh.
And so the designer was able to kind of dig beneath the surface
Yeah.
and really get to the heart of what the client was actually looking for.
Yeah. And that's gold right there because, a logo, a modern logo, that's a pretty surface level request.
Exactly.
But to get to that deeper meaning, like why do they want a modern logo? Right.
What are they hoping to achieve with that? That's where the real magic happens.
And that's where those communication skills really come into play.
Absolutely.
So communication, that's number 1.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
What about number 2?
All right, so number 2, building on that idea of communication is collaboration.
Okay.
So design these days, it's rarely a solo endeavor, right?
Right?
You're almost always working as part of a team,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's with other designers, developers, copywriters, marketers, clients, stakeholders.
Project managers.
Oh, yeah, the list goes on.
Yeah.
So being able to collaborate effectively is key.
Okay, so what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, it's about being able to give and receive feedback constructively,
Okay.
being open to different perspectives,
Hmm.
being willing to compromise when necessary.
Right. And being able to kind of articulate your own ideas in a way that invites that feedback.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to be like a lone wolf just doing your own thing.
Right.
You got to be a team player.
Yeah, you got to be able to play well with others. Exactly, because at the end of the day, you're all working towards a common goal.
Right.
And, it's not always easy.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes you get feedback that you don't agree with, or you have to make compromises that you're not thrilled about.
Right.
But that's just part of the process.
Yeah, you got to have that thick skin.
You got to be able to take it on the chin and keep moving forward.
Exactly. And I think sometimes the best ideas come from those unexpected collaborations.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You might be stuck on something,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody from a completely different department comes in with a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, I never thought of it that way.
Exactly. It's like that cross-pollination of ideas.
Yeah.
And it's like magic.
Okay, so communication, collaboration, we're on a roll here. What's number 3?
All right. So number 3, and this is a big one, is problem solving.
Okay.
Now, you might be thinking, well, design IS problem solving.
Right.
And you're not wrong,
Right.
but I'm talking about that next level problem solving,
Oh.
the kind that turns a crisis into a win.
Okay. I like that.
So think about it. You're working on a project, and the printer messes up the colors,
Uh-oh.
or the deadline gets moved up,
Yeah.
or the client throws a curveball and completely changes their mind about something.
Oh, yeah. Those are always fun.
Yeah, those are the moments that really test your problem-solving skills.
Right.
And a good designer doesn't panic.
No.
They don't get flustered.
Right.
They take a deep breath. They assess the situation.
Yeah.
They come up with a solution.
And often those solutions lead to even better results than you could have imagined.
Absolutely. It's like that saying, constraints breed creativity.
Yeah. I love that.
Like when you're forced to think outside the box,
Mhm.
you often come up with your most innovative ideas.
Right. And, from a client's perspective,
Yeah.
they don't always know exactly what they want,
No, they don't.
or things change mid-project.
That's the nature of the beast.
So a designer who can roll with those punches,
Mm-hmm.
who can problem solve on the fly, that's someone that clients are going to want to work with again and again.
Absolutely. It shows that you're adaptable,
Right.
you're resourceful, you're not afraid of a challenge.
You're a pro.
You're a pro, exactly.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so for those of you keeping score at home,
Right?
we've got communication,
Yep.
collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
and problem solving
That's the trifecta.
as our top 3 soft skills for graphic designers.
But of course, there are many others.
Oh.
But I think those 3 are really the foundation.
Absolutely.
And if you can master those,
You're going to be well on your way.
you're going to be unstoppable.
Now, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah.
If you had to add one more essential soft skill to this list,
Ooh.
what would it be and why?
Hit us with your best.
Because at the end of the day, these skills aren't just about getting the job done.
Right.
They're about making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
They're about connecting with people,
Yeah.
solving problems.
Making the world a more beautiful and functional place.
Absolutely. So keep honing those talents, keep learning,
Keep growing.
and keep designing with heart.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you one.